Welcome to Mars tutorial, Deep Shinola.
Well, it's our tutorial for Mars game, Mars Deep Shinola. In this pouch, you will find 2 decks of cards. They have different backs to show you which one's which, but for a normal game, you're just going to shuffle them all together and play with the whole thing. These decks of cards are like normal cards, but there's a few extra special cards in here that we'll explain later that help you play the game. So there's a very particular way to set up and deal the cards out for Mars Deep Shinola, and we'll show you that now. Start by dealing 5 cards to each player. This is your starting hand.
This is my starting hand.
Then the dealer deals out 9 cards to each player, forming 3 face-down piles of 3. You don't look at these cards. Then you deal out 3 more cards to each player, face up, one on top of each of their face-down piles. So, to start with, you should have a hand of 5 cards, 3 piles in front of you, with 4 cards in each, 3 of them face down, and the one on top is face up. And now, just before the end of the setup, each player can look at their hands and look at the 3 face up cards, and they can choose to swap some cards out. We recommend you swap them for the highest cards in your hand or any specialty cards, and that'll make a bit more sense once we explain what all those specialty cards do.
Are we ready to play now?
Ready to play Mars Deep Shinola? We'll kick it off. So,
Alright.
The aim of this game is get rid of all your cards. You want to get rid of these cards in your hand, you want to get rid of the face-up cards on your piles, and you want to get rid of all the piles underneath till you've got none left. First one to have no cards, they've won Mars Deep Shinola. To do that, you're going to be playing cards into a little play pile in the middle. A play cut pile or a discard pile, whatever you like to call it.
So who goes first?
Starting with the player to the left of the dealer, that'll be old Patrick over here.
Alright.
You're going to be playing cards into the middle. So he can play whatever card he wants, and the next player along in the circle, so Megan, has to play a card equal or higher than the card that is placed down there.
Which is a
Place
7.
it higher and higher. So we've got a 7. Megan, you got to play a 7 or something higher than a 7.
So I have 2 8s. Can I play both of them, or can I only play one at a time?
You can play multiple cards at the same time as long as they're the same number.
Ah,
So yeah,
How about that?
she can play
2
both
8s.
of her 8s on top of there.
Awesome.
Play continues, going around left, placing higher and higher cards down. You can play a card equal or higher than the card on the top of the pile, or any of the specialty cards, which we'll explain a bit later.
Now what if I don't have a card that's higher than that in my
So,
hand?
if you don't have a card in your hand that you can play onto the pile, well, you're in a little bit of trouble, but you're not in Deep Shinola yet, because you get one
Close.
chance. If you can't play onto the top pile, you draw 1 card from the top of the deck and play it immediately onto the pile.
Ooh.
Oh, if it's a legal card and it works, you're safe. But in this case, a 7 is not higher than a queen. So if you fail and you can't play and your last card doesn't run, you have to pick up the whole pile and add it to your hand. It makes it even harder to get rid of all your cards.
Patrick's in Deep Shinola a little bit.
Play passes on to Megan. She gets to start a new pile. The best thing to do when you start a new pile is to play your lowest cards, because it's pretty hard to get rid of those when the pile starts to go up. Fast forwarding the game a little bit, it's my turn to play. I can play on this card, and my hand's empty.
Game
Well,
over?
what happens now?
Not quite yet. I'm 1 step closer to winning, but you guys still have a chance. Once your hand
Thank goodness.
is empty, that player picks up the 3 face-up cards in front of them. Don't touch them before this point, but now that's your new hand, and you got to get rid of these ones. That's why you want to put your best, highest cards down, so that when you get to this point, you're already ahead. Fast forwarding a bit further, and I'm doing pretty well. It's my turn to play, and I get rid of the last card from my hand again.
I'll be daggummed.
Gosh,
Okay.
dang.
But now it comes down to whether you're in Deep Shinola or not, because when play goes round and it returns to me, I don't pick up my face down cards yet. What happens then is you don't have a hand, you pick one of the cards at random, and you just play it and hope that it works.
Ooh.
And it doesn't.
And when you're playing from your face down cards, you don't get that 1 extra chance from the top of the deck. If it's not right, it doesn't go, you fail, you have to pick up the cards. And you then have to get rid of all the cards in your hand again before you can get back to your face down cards.
Yikes.
Fast forward one more time. I'm doing really well. I've gotten almost all of my face down cards. It's my turn to play. Aces are high in this game, so the ace is a legal card. That's my last face down card, and I'm all out. That's the end of the game. That's how someone wins the game. In Mars Deep Shinola, there are also 4 specialty cards. These are cards with special secret powers that will help you get ahead in the game. Megan, what's the first one?
This may look like an ordinary number 2 card, Eddie, but it's actually a specialty card. This is a restart card. So if someone puts down a card and you don't have any other cards that can match it or be higher than it, you can play this restart card and it starts the pile literally over, so then the next person can play their lowest card that they have.
The next specialty card is the 3. The 3 is invisible. The invisible card, again, because it's a specialty card, it can be played on any number, even if it's higher than a 3. When you play an invisible card, the next player treats it as if it's invisible, and they must play on the number below the 3.
Yeah, another card is the title of the game, Maz Deep Shinola, the card. And what happens is you play Maz Deep Shinola on anything you want, and then you get to pick up the pile, and you get to select who you would like to give this pile to.
So when a Deep Shinola card is played, you take that, you put it to the side, it's called burn again. The last special card is the 10. The 10 is the burn card. As with any other specialty card, it can be played on top of any number. And when you do, it burns the pile. You take the pile of cards, move them to the side, and all those cards are out of the game.
Is that the only way to burn the deck, Eddie, or is there another way?
The other way that the deck can get burned is if 4 of the same card are placed in a row on the pile.
Okay,
Cool.
I'm going to play a king.
Megan plays a king. I've got a couple of kings. I'll play 2 kings.
Here's one more.
Another king. That is 4 kings in a row in the pile. That pile instantly gets burned, moved to the side, and whoever burns the pile in Mars Deep Shinola, they're the one who gets to start the new card pile.
Excellent.
So 4 cards can be played in a row if you have all 4 of the cards in your hand and you play them at once. Remember, you can play multiple of the same card at the same time. That's a way to burn the pile. Or, as you saw here, sometimes they can be played in a row. There can be no cards in between the 4 matching cards, even if it's the invisible card.
Well, there you have it. That's Maz Deep Shinola for you, baby.
That's Deep Shinola. You know how to play. Go play with your friends.
Don't get in Deep Shinola, though.
Try not to get in Deep Shinola.
See you next time.